Welcome to day 17 of the Tacoma build-up vlogs. Today, well, there's a lot of weight stuff falling from the sky, so we might have to wait a minute here until we actually get to work. Plus, I don't have the fiberglass in my possession yet to throw it on, and that's what I want to do today. So we'll wait this out and hopefully we can get to work a little bit later.
Brought to you in part by Alpine Toyota, Martech Engineering, and in part by...
I might have got a little ahead of myself thinking that the fiberglass would show up today. According to the tracking, it still says it's supposed to be delivered today, but it is 3:30 in the afternoon and I have yet to see it. And not only that, I went to Loomis today because I think they handle T-Force Freight. I think it's the same company. I wasn't sure if they would actually deliver the fiberglass to a residential address because I'm assuming it's gonna arrive on like a skid, a pallet or something like that. And when I gave them the tracking number, they were like, that's odd. It still shows that it's in Calgary. It should definitely be here today. And not only that, they said that it changed couriers from T-Force Freight Loomis to UPS while it was in Calgary. So I went to UPS today and they were like, we haven't seen anything for you. So my hopes are pretty slim that I'm actually gonna get them today. I guess one thing I could do is weld the back of these shock towers that I did the other day and then throw some paint on it so they don't rust out on me like they're currently trying to do. Because I know there's not a whole lot happening in today's video, I decided to make a post on my community tab so that you guys can ask some questions and, hey, I can give some answers. Starting with, V8 swap in the future? Probably not. Part of this build, I want to keep the drivetrain like as stock as possible. The 4-liter V6 is a great motor. Lots of guys really love them. It makes decent power for what it is. So for now, I plan on keeping it reliable. What paint are you using on the frame? Honestly, I just use some like cheap trim-clad black paint that I get from Canadian Tire in a can. It's pretty straightforward. It also comes in like a spray can to get in those hard to reach places with a paintbrush, and that's what I actually used on the shock towers today. Looks like I got a question comparing like 05 and up Dana 60 axles versus what I'm using, which is a 98 to 04. I like the 98 to 04 because of the measurement from wheel mount surface to wheel mount surface. It's 69 inches. The factory Tacoma is 65, if I remember correctly, so you're only going up like 2 inches aside. And the reason I want it as narrow as possible is so that I don't have to do as much work trying to cover those tires. Here in BC where I live, you can't have like any tire poke whatsoever, and I'm trying my absolute best to make this thing as streetable as possible, and part of that is tire cover. That being said, these earlier Dana 60s are weaker. Like the stub shaft at the end of the axle shafts, next down, super small. Like it's the same size as the Toyota stuff, but that can be upgraded in the future if I feel the need to. And heck, those axles are cheap. I paid $800 for the pair. What is your goal for this build as far as what kind of terrain / wheeling you want to be able to do? Are you gonna tune the SAS setup for mad flex, rock crawling scenarios, and trailer it to and from the bush, or is it meant to be an all-around off-roader that is still meant to be driven to and from the mountain? That one. This is an interesting question because obviously I've got the Toyota pickup. I've already got like a crawler, and this truck on paper is gonna be a hell of a lot more capable than the Toyota pickup. This truck's got all the modern amenities I kind of want in a truck. For example, it's got air conditioning. That's gonna be an absolute game changer in the summer, following my buddies, not having to keep my windows rolled down and getting absolutely dusted in the process. And the Toyota pickup wasn't the trailer queen, and this thing isn't gonna be a trailer queen either. I wanna have a super strong platform that I can go on trips in, tour down the highway, hit trails all along the way, and just keep it reliable. And reliable being the key factor here. The Toyota pickup, it just isn't. That being said, I'm not gonna get rid of the Toyota pickup. I don't know if you've noticed, but that Tacoma being a 4-door modern vehicle, it's got a lot more body to worry about hurting versus the Toyota pickup. And there's a lot of really tight trails around here that thing just simply won't fit. So yeah, in short, this thing is supposed to be a reliable, do everything vehicle that can also do like hardcore rock crawling stuff as long as the trails aren't too tight. Hopefully that makes sense. What kind of shock / suspension setup do you recommend on a stock 2nd gen Taco? This is not a stock 2nd gen Taco, and I bought it with the express purpose of doing this. I knew as soon as I saw this truck when I looked at it, that this was the goal. So I never even looked into what I would recommend for a stock suspension setup. I personally am running Bilstein 5100s in the rear and FAO coilovers up front, but that obviously doesn't help you. If you guys want to join the discussion, make sure you hit subscribe, because on the community tab is where I'm going to post to look for your guys' questions in the future. Anyways guys, if you do me a huge favor, smash that thumbs up button, and hey, subscribe, because we are uploading daily until this Tacoma's built. Anyways, I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.